Welcome to the very first episode of Weapons of War. Today we'll be taking a look at the US caliber .30 M1 rifle. The M1 GARAND first saw service in 1939 during the Second World War and was used by the United States government. These were designed by John Cantius Garand. It fires the 30-06 .30 caliber round to an effective range of 500 yards. Its action is semi-automatic and it is gas operated. We'll start off with the ergonomics of this rifle. The ergonomics are great for this battle rifle. The stock is extremely comfortable and can fit a multitude of different shooters. The pistol grip section of it is extremely comfortable. I find it very relaxing to have my finger both on and off the trigger. The only downfall to this stock is the fact that the op rod takes up a lot of your finger space and leaves very little room for your hand. The action is semi-automatic and it has two locking safety lugs. As you can see here, you can see the lugs turn and the bolt lock into the safe position. It's fed from an 8-round end block clip that is automatically ejected when the rifle is empty. It makes the distinctive ping of the M1 Garand that is both good and bad for combat use. Even though you're firing a full power rifle round, the recoil is extremely minimal. The sights on this rifle are extremely fantastic. They are a peep style sight, completely adjustable for windage and elevation, and are effective out to 500 yards. The rear sight is a little bit difficult to pick up under low light conditions, but the front sight is not. The front sight is extremely open and has two rabbit ears to protect it. Loading this rifle is extremely simple. You just have to have all the rounds seated on the end block clip. The first thing you do is pull back the charging handle. The bolt will lock to the rear. Insert your end block clip. Push it all the way down, making sure your hand is covering the charging handle, that way it does not close on your thumb and give you M1 thumb. And then remove your hand and release the bolt home. Some rifles may require a tap, such as mine. These rifles have an amazing reputation for being reliable in the field. Personally, I've taken out to the range 3 times, shot it, not cleaned it, and then tested it, and the only malfunctions I got was a double feed every once in a while. It would, not double feed, but it'd kick up one of the shells to block the bolt from closing. But other than that, it was extremely reliable, and that was after 3 range trips with absolutely no cleaning over a period of about a month and a half. I personally recommend this rifle for rugged and just the respect that it commands, such as the caliber and the history behind it. It is highly recommended and is on my top 10 favorite rifles. I also can't forget about my favorite feature, the fact that this rifle can take an original World War I 1906 Springfield bayonet, which is, I believe, 14 or 15 inches of steel, so it looks amazing on the rifle, and I only put the original Springfield bayonets. Later on during the war, they either chopped them down and newer companies made them shorter, but I wanted the extremely long one because it looks aggressive on the rifle. In a moment here, I'll show you attaching the bayonet and removing the bayonet. To remove the bayonet, there's a little button underneath the handle. All you do is depress that and pull forward, and it should slide right off the end of the muzzle. Please stay tuned for part 2 to see more about the rifle and shooting. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe, that way you can see part 2.